everyone, welcome to another episode of Galaxy Gardens. My name is Chrissy. I'm here just waiting for my coffee to finish heating up. I think it just finished. I think it just popped. Make myself some coffee, make some breakfast, make a list for the day. I have quite a few things to do today, but what I'm gonna bring you along for is some tree wrapping. So certain trees and certain bushes I'm not going to be doing anything with until the late winter. That includes my raspberries, my blackberries, and my kiwi vine. I'm also going to be leaving my apples, pears, and peaches until that time. However, what we're going to do right now is the fig trees and actually my Fuyu persimmon. We're going to wrap them up, get them snug for winter, and give them a prune because obviously if they're wrapped up in late winter, we can't do anything with them. So let me get to this and then we'll go outside. Got my coffee in, got my breakfast in, got my list for the day made. I'm a list person. I use, well, not currently, but for the last couple years I've been using it like a daily planner that goes by a half hour because I need that type of structure. But I'm all set for the day. And I also got a couple cats sitting in some windows. Do you want to see them? I'm gonna bring you to them. We have a resident bunny that Scout is diligently on the watch for. We had foxes earlier in the year, but I think they had their litters and moved on. But Scout's on the watch. Look at that tail. All right, to get us started, pretty much all you need is string or twine, pink insulation. You don't have to use this is just what they have at the store, and plastic wrap. And that's it. Then what you want to do is scope out your trees. I'm just gonna remove the leaves here. Get them to focus. Is it gonna work? I guess not. Anyways, I'm gonna take your leaves off. That's one. I already did the one by the garage. We'll do this one too. You can see my persimmon already dropped its leaves on its own accord. I'm just gonna get those out of here. So the way I'm doing this, I got from the Logie's greenhouse website. Been a customer of theirs for going on close to 10 years now. So I trust their judgment, and that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so this might seem extreme, but I have full confidence that this might actually work. Here's what we're gonna do. See all these branches? Gone. This is what we're gonna be left with, just the central stem. That's the plan, that's what we're doing. Okay, one down. I'm gonna go prune the rest before we wrap them. And I will not be doing anything to the persimmon, just because I'm not as familiar with their pruning just yet. So I'm gonna leave it alone. And then if that happens to not be good, we will fix it next year. Okay, I have this very flattering angle of these dead bananas behind me. So we're gonna go through, I have like way too much insulation. That's okay, I'm gonna use it for some other stuff. But it's very important to cut these fig trees back as hard as they are because they're gonna put out new branches. We'll get figs, it's gonna be fine. Next up we have this Chicago Hardy. So for this one, I'm not gonna cut it down quite so far. What I am gonna do is cut this one. We're gonna cut down to here. I'm gonna cut these off. And then this sucker that's growing out, I'm gonna let live. I'm gonna cut it back by half. I don't know, maybe a third. We're gonna cut it back by a third. Okay, so these two are all set. What you just saw is I'm going to tie them a bit closer together, just so the insulation will be a bit closer together too. And we'll wrap those up. Okay, this is our last one. This is actually my oldest tree. So you can see definitely those darker limbs are the new growth from this year. And the light gray ones are from previous years. So let me tell you what we're gonna do here. I very much like the shape to this, and I purposely shaped it like this when I was in pot. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna keep this going out. And you can see, focus. You can see where I've cut it before. So I'm gonna cut those off, cutting this off, and cutting this off. This one's going, that's too low. This one, let's see. This one I'm gonna keep, but I am going to cut it to like here. So I'll show you what this looks like after. It's pretty small. You know what, I've just been in a silly mood all day, so I decided to take off a bit more. And this is gonna be fine, let me tell you why. Get that focused. Do you see this bump? You see that? You see that? Even down here, I'm not gonna let that grow in. Go on the side here. Boop. You see this? The tree is designated to grow branches next year, and it's gonna be fine. So this will always be small, but it's gonna put on a lot of new growth next year. And you know what, worst case, if it dies, it dies. I got a clone. Okay, so I'm losing light, so we're gonna do this pretty quick. So I gotta do the other ones. So I already tied these together just a bit. We're not doing it too tight. And I got my insulation already cut. So we're gonna go around. And it looks like I have a little bit more than I need. Squash that right in there. There you go. We're going to tie this. Right in there. Make sure it's around the stems. That looks good. Insulation's on. Let's do the plastic. All right, so we got our plastic cut to size. I'm just gonna unravel it a little bit. This is just general plastic you would use to line your floor, like if you're painting. Spread it out, and then we're gonna wrap it up. You're gonna leave a skirt at the bottom. You're gonna leave enough at the top that we can fold it over. So I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so we got it down, fold it down, and tie it up. Go just a little bit more string. All right, now that's tied up. What's left is put some mulch around the base just to cover up the skirt stuff. Now the roots are already well mulched. I'm not too worried about that. I'm doing about a couple 5-gallon buckets worth of mulch just to bury the skirt in. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. All right. There you go. So this is the final product. So the plastic, you really are just using it to keep the moisture out. You're not using that for insulation. I decided to wrap it a bit extra because our backyard gets windy. But now we have mulch covering the plastic that's gone out here. I didn't show you because I forgot to film it, but at the base of this plant and on the ground, I did put cayenne soap and water mixture, just as rodent repellent. You can find recipes for that online everywhere. So that's the final product. Now before the sun really goes away on me, I'm gonna go finish the other two. It is a pretty sunset though. I'd say I have maybe 15 minutes left of light. Alright, so I'm back inside now, and I'm actually in my basement stairwell because the cats are harassing me for dinner. So I did finish the rest of the trees. Unfortunately, I lost the light, so I did take some not like super great flash photos of them just to give you an idea of what they look like. I'm gonna tag them right after this. So that's what everything looks like. It's super easy to do. I think if I wasn't filming, the whole project would have taken me like, I don't know, 20 minutes between everything. I think if I also cut all the materials ahead of time instead of as I was going, that would have saved me some time too. So I'm definitely gonna do it, see how it goes. This is my first year with these trees in the ground, so I'm really interested to see if they survive, number one, and if they survive, which I'm hoping for, if they survive, how is their fruit production gonna be next year? Because figs, when they're in a dormant state and they're kept cool, right, they do better the next year. And traditionally, I've kept my figs in a grow tent over the winter. So after doing some more research, I'm actually considering taking the figs that are inside my grow tent now and putting them in my basement because it's dark and it stays cool and we'll keep them dormant longer. So that's something I'm gonna just do a little bit more research on before I commit to it because I'm pretty happy with my system now. But I am looking forward to seeing how these wrapped trees outside do. I hope this was helpful for anyone who's growing trees outside. I am in Massachusetts, Zone 6B. Our nights are down in the 20s these days, although our days are still, you know, like the mid-50s, 60s, so it's not too cold during the day. If this is helpful at all, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at The Galaxy Gardens. I'll see you next week for a new video on Tuesday, and we're gonna have Greg joining us this time. I hope everyone has a good day. We'll see you soon.